Look at her working. This girl's the size of a loaf of bread, and there she is working that garden harder than any garden tiller you got. Okay, everybody. So we've just had a little bit of a cold rain, and what I wanted to do is show you what we've been doing and show you the planning that we've been doing, and if you follow our channel, the stuff we've been talking about that we've actually put into place. So if you come along with me, I'm going to show you everything we've done over the last couple of days. So right behind me here is our greenhouse. If you haven't seen our greenhouse build, please go check that video out. It's a long one, but it shows you everything that you need to do if you want to do like something like this at your home. But yeah, I'll put a link up above for our greenhouse build. And then right over here, let me move out of the way. Right here is our herb garden. And this is an herb garden that was on our back porch, and we have decided to move it over here. And the funny thing is, parsley came back this year all by itself. We didn't even plant that. So got some parsley growing there. So let me take you in our orchard so you can see everything we're doing there. I am at the corner of our orchard here, and so I'm going to sort of show you what we're doing. And I want to show you that I don't think it matters really how big your yard is on growing your own food. There's a lot that's been going on lately, and I think we've seen some, and we're going to start to see some more of these sort of temporary food shortages, I guess. And so I think this is a good time where a lot of people would probably want to start growing their own food. And even if everything subsides and all the virus stuff just sort of ends up, you know, getting all fixed, and we sort of put an end to it, I think growing your own food is the best anyways. If you've never followed our channel, we are on about 5 acres, but we don't homestead or farm the entire 5 acres. A lot of this back here around our house is grass. And if there's one thing I know, you cannot eat grass unless you're some kind of strange human or some type of animal. What we've been doing is taking the area that we have and turning it into an orchard or in gardens, and we've had the help of our pigs to do that. But if you have tillers, or you want to use the back to Eden garden system, or anything like that, some kind of cultivator, or if you want to do it by hand, hey, whatever floats your boat. But I just want everybody to know that you can do it too. Sometimes in our world, certain things bring out a need for self-sufficiency, but it's something we're striving for all the time anyways. And it's healthier, and to me, it makes more sense to use what you have to grow the things that your family needs. And so please remember that, like, just because we have 5 acres and you may be on a quarter acre, half acre, something like that, doesn't mean you can't do it. The people who have 10, 20, 50, 100 acres, I can guarantee you they're not all using all of that to grow their own family's food. That's not what it takes. Don't ever get discouraged or anything like that just because you think you don't have the space. I'm going to show you how you probably do have the space. I'm going to show you that you can grow so much food, an abundance of food, in such a small area, okay? And so we have all this space here, and we're still not even using it. We have all these animals and all this food that we're planning on growing, and we're still not using everything. So let's go. Greenhouse. This is an 8x8 greenhouse, 8ish by 8ish greenhouse, and we haven't even used all the trays. And if you look, we really haven't even used all the shelving space that we can use. Right now, we have near 300 plant starts in there. Let me show you too. Our plant starts are in 3-inch containers. We, at this time right now, are not currently planning on selling any of these. These are going to be for us, okay? So you can do this. If you have a half this size to start getting your stuff planted, then do it. You have the space. If you have the space, if you have some clear plastic, if you can buy one of those cheapo greenhouse things, then do it. Build something. This here, this is our herb bed. This is 8 foot long by, I think it's about 2 to 3 feet wide and or deep, whatever you want to call it, and it's only a foot deep. And so, like, you can have this. You can have this. You can have this pretty much anywhere, as long as you have some sort of outdoor. You can have this. I think people who even have just a balcony on an apartment could have something like this. And I promise you, there's a lot of stuff you can grow in something. Pig squealing. They never stop. Never stop. I promise you, you can take in something like this and grow some of your own food right here. Is it enough to not go to the grocery store anymore? Probably not. But it's something, and it's making you that much more self-sufficient, which I think is good. Okay, starting over here, this is our berry row. Okay, we have blackberries, raspberries, blackberries, raspberries out here, blackberries down here, and then over here you have blueberry, and blueberry right there. And so these, what will happen is these berries will turn into rows, and then these rows will just grow together and all these bushes will come out, and I'll show you a second what I mean with that. It's incredible what these little tiny stick twig looking things can actually turn into. So don't be, when you buy something like this from a nursery or something like that, don't be discouraged just because you see this now. I promise you, you plant it right, you do everything right, you're going to have a ton of berries. And I'll show you what we've had going for the last couple of years and show you that I'm right. And big shout out real quick before I go through with the rest of our orchard is to Ison's Nursery. They are online and they ship to everywhere in the United States as far as I know, except for California. They can't ship to California probably because I don't think anything can come or go out of California. No insults, just saying this seems to be the case. But we are here in Georgia. Ison's is here in Georgia. I drove down there myself and picked up all these bushes and all of these trees out here from Ison's, and so we're super excited. And I've already went through and planted and pruned, and the only thing we haven't planted yet is our elderberries, and we're going to plant those soon. We just got to have some space for them. So let's keep going through our orchard. So right here we have our apples. We have apples here. These are Fuji and Gala apples. And then behind those, right there and there, we have a couple pears. We have a Kiefer, and I get one's Bartlett. And I know people are going to say you're not supposed to grow Bartlett in Georgia. It was part of a package deal. We're going to give it a try. If I notice fire blight's taking it over, I will get rid of it and we'll put something else in. But I hope if we stay on it and really take care of it, I hope that the fire blight won't get to it. Here is a plum and another plum. And then behind here is a peach and a peach. And then this is the peach tree that we planted when we got married. And so this is a snow angel peach, and I guess this is only not even 2 years old. And I will show you, this is an early blooming peach. Look at this right here. Look at that, my friends, is a peach. And so we're hoping to have some peaches on this. And these two here are Albert peaches. Alberta. They're Alberta peaches. This plum and this plum here are Santa Rosa plums. The only thing we're missing is we need to still get our persimmon. We're going to try a Fuyu persimmon, or Fuyu. I'm sorry if I messed up the word Fuyu, but we're going to get a persimmon. We have a persimmon coming, and so we're going to plant a persimmon over here and either a brown turkey or a Celeste fig. Put in the comments below which one you think we should get. We're in middle northeast Georgia, and so ultimately the goal is once all these trees get established, we are going to learn how to graft. And we'll be able to graft more stone fruits into the stone fruit trees and different types of apples into the apple trees and pears and just keep them going. But they all look like, I'll show you, it's pretty sad, but I pruned them today and they look like poor sad little twigs. But if you've never pruned a tree before and gotten pruning anxiety, then you don't know what it's like. This is the way you start a tree off. And basically what will happen is all these buds down here, they're alive. And what's going to happen is the tree is going to say, whoop, I'm stopped here. And so it's going to take all of its energy this year and put it all into these. And that's going to be the start of our branches. And so just to put it in perspective, we have just our orchard area here is about 35 to 40 feet by probably about 30 feet. It's just going to be a big square, and this is where the pigs were after they were in this garden here. This will be more than enough fruit, hopefully, once everything's established. It's going to take a couple years. You can do this. If you have this size yard in your backyard, you can do this. And guess what? The nice thing is even after all these trees are established, we're going to plant below it, and this is going to be like a food forest. If you have a 30 by 30 area, you can have all this fruit. All right, let's get into the garden. Don't mind the netting. Okay, so this is our enclosed garden, and this is where we've kept the chickens and the pigs before. The pigs were, when we first got the pigs, this is where we moved them, and I'm pretty sure if you haven't seen the pig video yet, I'll try and remember to put a link up in the top to show you the pig video. But this is where we had the pigs. They tilled this ground up. We broad forked it because the rain sort of beat it down a little bit. But we have raised beds all around, and then we grow in this area. This is where we're going to have tomatoes, peppers, some of the stuff that don't spread out so much. And what we'll do is we'll have our tomatoes string trained in the middle of here, and they will go up, and that's how I'm going to fix this netting here. But this is to keep birds out, and it will ultimately keep the chickens in and safe as well. But over here we have elephant garlic. This has been grown. We planted that in October, November last year, and as you can see, it's going great. Here is radishes, and you can see, if you look closely here, our snap peas are coming out. And then let me take you back in here. I want show you some exciting stuff back here. This is a muscadine, and if you see, somebody comment below with the word for what this is called. I always mess it up and I can never remember it. And so what I've done is I'm going to use the word train. I've trained these muscadine all from a little tiny twig right here, and I took it up and spread it out, took it up and spread it out, and we get a ton of muscadines, actually more than we need. This looks cool, it's effective, and it also it doesn't take up much space, and it gives us a ton of muscadines. This is what I was talking about with the raspberries. These raspberries started with one little guy way over there I got from, I don't know, one of the stores a while back. Didn't really do much when I kept it in a pot. I moved it out in its bed, used our compost, wood chips, and all that stuff. And this is what happens with raspberries. They shoot out and they grow up. They shoot out and they grow up. And we've had them all the way coming out of this bed here. But this is going to be our third year harvesting off this, and we even just shared some with our friends. We had so many raspberries over here. We pruned them back so far this year, and we eat off of this raspberry bush every single morning. So that's cool, and that's what the raspberry little twig looking things over there are going to turn into, and we're going to have a whole hedgerow of raspberries. Awesome. And this is the last part I want to show you. They think I have food for them. I don't have any food. Check them out. Okay, let me go to the corner here. This area behind me, by the way, the inside garden here is 30 by 30. If you got that much space, you can grow a garden. This area here, this is so far is 25 wide by 50 long, and I think we're actually going to keep going even longer. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do the rows this way, and we're going to put some of the woven garden fabric down to keep the weeds down. And just to show you how mind-blowing pigs can be, efficient workers, this area here, you see around it, it's all grass. This area here was all grass 2 weeks ago. And so in 2 weeks, these pigs have pretty much obliterated any bit of grass that's in here and made this area a garden. And so the only thing we need to do at this point is amend it with whatever the soil needs. But as we've already can tell just by eye, is that there's different types of soil here opposed to down here, which is a lot of clay. So let me show you and then show you what I'm talking about with these things. It's amazing. 2 weeks they've been in here. This was just grass. We used to just mow it. And so, ready? Check this out. It's all, this is, I mean, I don't know, it's 8 inches down, 6-8 inches. And so, yes, there's some weed seeds in here, I realize that, but this, I mean, your tiller, I don't know that could get it this good, because your tiller, here's the thing about your tiller opposed to these pigs, your tiller doesn't actually eat the grass. The pigs actually eat the grass. And so what they do is they pull the sod up, they root around in there, they get any acorn or anything they can that's edible in there, they eat up all the grass and stuff, and then they just leave a few stragglers here or there. But this is something that we can use hoes or rakes and or cultivators and just till in whatever we need to add to the soil to make it what we want. But I'm telling you, pigs, most effective animals, and best part is you get a meal after they're done. So all right guys, that's it. That is what's going on. That is an example of how you, yes you sitting in your house that's, I'm sure is a beautiful house, but you're like, man, I only have 1/8 of an acre, I only have 1/10 of an acre, I can't grow my own food, I just need to go to the grocery store. No, don't do it, don't believe it. You can grow your own food. This does not take much space. I'm telling you, put these measurements together, what you can grow in the garden, in a 25 by 50 garden, a lot of people have space for that, a 30 by 40-ish orchard, or a 30 by 30 enclosed garden like that. Hopefully this video motivated you to get going with your garden or your orchard or whatever it is, growing your own food on your spot, because we can't always rely on grocery stores, we can't always rely on farmers and everybody else to take care of us. Sometimes we have to take care of ourselves and take care of our own families. And so thank you guys for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this. Please stay with us, because this garden's gonna be growing. This orchard's gonna be growing, and if you stay with us, you'll be able to see what everything it turns into. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell notification so you can be up to date with everything we're doing on the farm. If you liked what you saw, hey, give us a thumbs up and give us a comment down below what you think and any suggestions you can give while we're still doing this thing ourselves. Thanks guys, we'll see you next time.